you came prepared to show us how
Sure.
Bill works compared to a manual process with a live app walkthrough.
All right, let's do it. Absolutely. And we'll continue to kind of walk through this, but Bill is a web-based solution, so we're browser. I love the term browser agnostic.
Yes.
It doesn't matter which browser you use, right? We are going to allow that to happen. And within Bill, we provide some dashboards. Now, today we're focusing on accounts payable. Bill also offers accounts receivable
Hmm.
solutions, which we won't highlight today, but we'll give you an overview of your cash flow, right, with some aging buckets,
Hmm.
as well as sales invoices that maybe are going out.
Hmm.
Essentially, on the sales invoice side, we can help facilitate sending out those customer sales invoices for you if you like. You'll be able to see where bills exist for your approvers, right? So
Hmm.
that we talked about that approval workflow. You know, where are they and how long have they been in that person's queue? So
Hmm.
Aaron has 7 bills that have been in his queue for 10 days.
Hmm.
But these dashboards really are just shortcuts, even down to our to do bar here, that really tells you what actions you have to take place that day.
Hmm.
Um, Initially, too, we introduced the Bill.com Balance in 2022, which is a virtual wallet. This is a new feature for us where if you need to pay a vendor a little bit quicker,
Hmm.
you as a company can store money in Bill, right?
Mm.
If you like, you don't have to. And if you pay a vendor on our network, which we talked about, they'll receive that money instantly.
Wow.
If you pay a vendor not on our network, but you have their ACH information, they'll receive it next business day.
Hmm.
So yeah, great. And and really that workflow that we described at the beginning is all about how vendors are getting you bills to and how we can make you efficient from once that vendor sends you that bill
Hmm.
to payment of that vendor is
Hmm.
the works is really that space that Bill lives.
Hmm.
And where can we help use the value that you have in your brain and eliminate those finger keys like you described?
Hmm.
And that's what we do within our inbox, right? So every Bill.com customer receives an email address
Hmm.
that they can customize. They can make it whatever they want.
Hmm.
Any email goes into that inbox automatically. Excuse me. Any email that is sent to that email address
Hmm.
flows through our inbox. And that's where we will use technology to capture data off of those documents, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So we're trying to capture vendor name, bill amount, invoice number. The little, we joke internally, the green Harry Potter lightning bolts here. Those are the fields in which we're capturing, right?
Hmm.
Automatically for the client.
Hmm.
We'll also try to code that invoice using technology uh, based on the previous bill that you did, right? So
Hmm.
again, eliminating as many data entry points as possible. Um, if you need to actually edit the bill, this is where you can edit the bill here and you can see the data that we're capturing via OCR.
Hmm.
Also, another point of eliminating that data entry is the ability to highlight data within the document.
Hmm.
Click and click again, and that's what's called click and capture.
Very cool.
And I think you'll appreciate this. In our click and capture does two things. One, it eliminates data entry,
Hmm.
but our OCR technology is machine learning.
Hmm.
So it will pick up on your tendencies as you correct it going forward. So again, in this example, maybe we did not capture a particular field. We had a low degree of confidence and that invoice number came in blank.
Hmm.
You have the ability to do that click and capture and sort of teach the system, right,
Hmm.
to get better over time and it will pick up on your habits.
Hmm. Well, it's the best combination of machine learning and mocking human behavior. And it's kind of a mix of AI and HI, human intelligence. So love that.
And to go back on your point, this is where, that person that's running AP is your point guard, right?
Sure.
I love I'm in Kentucky, so you got to use a basketball analogy, right? The point guard of these bills are coming in, and this one needs to be passed here. This one I can go ahead and finish and shoot and complete. or this one needs to go another route, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we want the AP team to do
Mm-hmm.
more than those finger clicks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're a data reviewer,
Mm-hmm.
not a data entry individual. And that's where our OCR leveraged with our smart data capture, which is what we call when we're pulling in the GL coding from the previous bill, allows you to do.
Mm-hmm.
So you can use your you use your click and capture to finish the bill.
Mm-hmm.
Another little kind of Easter egg here is you can do arithmetic in our cells. So if you want to do 800 times 0.10, you'll get 10% there.
Oh,
Um,
fantastic.
yeah, so sort of like a little Excel feature within Bill. Once bills are ready to go, we can route them out for approvals, and we can choose individuals, we can choose groups, and you can maintain your groups within Bill. So
Mm-hmm.
I have a group I've created called the management team, which consists of Noel, Lita, and Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever we assign a group to a bill, everyone in that group gets notified that they have a bill they need to approve.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll pause there really quickly. You're able to set your preferences on how often you're notified. If you don't want Bill emailing you 20 times a day, you can turn that off. You can get summary emails. We have a lot of email settings that you can change.
Mm-hmm.
Once a management team is assigned the bill, only one of those individuals needs to approve it for it to move on to the next step.
Mm-hmm.
You can adjust that workflow here. And we also have bill approval policies. Those policies can be established so that approvers are automatically assigned a bill based on rules you created. And those rules might be based on vendor, amount, multiple criteria. I
Mm-hmm.
think in this one, it's if the vendor is Hacienda Design and the amount is over $500, the executive team must approve it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you can see I have another rule here for catering. I've got a rule that says, look, whenever catering is coded to a bill, Lita,
Mm-hmm.
she's in charge of catering.
Mm-hmm.
She gets automatically applied, and she is now the approver.
And honestly, who's ever responsible for our food, we need to take care of that person.
It's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
Yeah, so hopefully this gives you a quick overview. Obviously, this is pretty quick about how easy it is to get bills in the system.
Mm-hmm.
And then, once bills are saved, we're going to be syncing with your accounting solutions. And,
Mm-hmm.
and if you're interested in that, we'll definitely talk. Please reach out to us and we'll talk about different accounting solutions and
Mm-hmm.
how we integrate.
Mm-hmm.
But once bills are saved, they're removed to the inbox and
Mm-hmm.
we're ready to pay them.
Mm-hmm.
And so under your unpaid bills list here, you're going to be able to filter this list. Most common is due, right? Due date, due in the
Mm-hmm.
next 30 days, due in the next 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
And that will provide a list of bills that you're ready to approve.
Mm-hmm.
You'll tell us which bank account you want us to pull the funds from.
Mm-hmm.
And what I was talking about earlier, when you add a bank account to bill, when we connect to a bank account, you're going to establish the bank authorized users.
Mm-hmm.
So only those bank authorized users and those with permissions in the system can make payments.
Mm-hmm.
And then we are going to process those payments based on the process date. You talked about the ways in which we pay vendors.
Mm-hmm.
We'll pay them via manual check, ACH, which is what we want to get the majority of your vendors on.
Mm-hmm.
We do offer international wires. And then a fourth option we added this year as well called Vendor Direct. And this is for vendors who are on our network,
Mm-hmm.
they've joined the Bill.com network. They have communicated that they would rather receive a virtual credit card via
Mm-hmm.
payment
Mm-hmm.
instead of ACH. Now, why
Mm-hmm.
would they do that? They get their money a little bit sooner.
Mm-hmm.
So they pay the merchant service fees. When you make a payment to a vendor that's set up on Vendor Direct, there is no fee to you, right?
Beautiful.
We'll pull the funds from the bank account.
Mm-hmm.
We send them a one-time virtual credit card that expires in 20 days
Mm-hmm.
that they run through their merchant services, and they pay the merchant service fee.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's another option that was added.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that idea of trying to get as many vendors on e-payment is where this network really comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And my favorite part of the implementation is when we import those vendors, or maybe we sync up with your accounting solution and we bring those vendors over,
Mm-hmm.
we tell you which of those vendors already exist on our network.
Mm-hmm.
And typically that's always a surprise for our clients. They're like, oh, I can't believe so and so's on your network. He's just a landscaper in regards, he's a one-man shop that does, all these, or he's a 1099, or they're a small business, or I can't believe this business is on. And they're shocked at how many vendors are on our network.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll say, hey, this looks like a match. Would you like to connect with them? Boom, boom, boom. You click all the vendors you'd like to connect with. The next time you go to pay them,
Mm-hmm.
they will show up here as e-payment or ACH.
I love it.
Yep.
If it's definitely someplace I want to be. So,
And so that's what the beauty of the network. Now, I think sometimes we run into a misconception that, oh, the only way you could pay ACH via bill is if you connect with them on the network. And that's not true.
mm,
If the vendor does share their credentials with you and you want to manually enter their ACH information, you have an option on the vendor card to say, I have my vendor's bank account info and I'll manage it myself. You enter their account and routing number in. We then encrypt it so it's never visible again, but you'll be able to pay them via ACH. And so hopefully that is a quick overview of, a 10-minute demo of what we can do. Obviously, there's a lot of other things that we can do. There's more details that we could get into,
mm-hmm.
but hopefully that gives you an overview of Bill. A couple of other things that I like to display. Our mobile app is where most of our clients do their approvals.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll be able to see bills that are assigned to them specifically,
Mm-hmm.
see images on the bill, images of the bill, see the notes section, as well as approve and deny.
Mm-hmm.
If we do have to send a check on your behalf, this is what it looks like. So we'll actually pull the funds from your bank account and we issue the check. Your bank account is never exposed,
Mm-hmm.
because we want to prevent all that check fraud as possible. Your organization's name will be in the top left. We take care of positive pay and nacho files. No
Mm-hmm.
more. All of our checks have positive pay on them.
Mm-hmm.
And if we send an ACH on your behalf, we let the vendor know twice that money is on the way, and then we send them another email letting them know that it was deposited along with the remittance.
Mm-hmm.
Last piece, we have our money transmitter license in all 50 states. So what that means is that from our payments out screen here, you have the ability to cancel this at any time, right? And void a check right from within Bill. So you'll be able to see takeoff and landing,
Mm-hmm.
cancel or void the payment as long as it hasn't been deposited. And if it was a check, the front and back of the check will be displayed here as well.
Mm-hmm. So cool.
Yeah, no, it's pretty slick. I'm excited to show it.
This is great, and I love that it's all one interface. I mean, when I'm doing my personal bill pay, I have to go to 3 different banks, and some are through the bank, and some are in their portal, and it's all a big pain in the neck. So, for the complexity of a business, of course, it can get out of control, and to bring that back under one interface is really the beautiful part, and to be able to have the flexibility to accommodate all of those different things. So
Absolutely. Yep. All in one place. You don't have to go to a bank to cancel a check. You don't have to upload that nacho file,
mm-hmm.
and it's all here.
And with all that time saved, it leaves you that extra time to spend time on month-end close, audit, your customers, your mission, all the things that are stated on the Bill website that are, all the things you can do with that extra time, which I love. I have the ticking heart of an industrial engineer, and time saved is just, helps me sleep like a baby at night. Fantastic.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, that is super. I'm excited about this solution for our customers. I'm excited about the possibilities of how they can truly consider erasing the whiteboard, looking at their process afresh, and seeing how can we save that time.